All right. Down with the amount the sound of the wind come down to me. Hey, hey. Mr. Irie, we no ramp and play. I tell you, come and say this, I'm Mr. Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel make me style them one away again. This, I'm Mr. Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, give me a mix now. Listen. Because my lyrics and style them fresh and new. I act like I want a Peter barbecue. I rock you like the Long Beach the bar stars crew. Make you shout out them style, yeah. Wicked not true. You want me write a song for you? Please join the queue. Cause Busta Rhymes, I call me Puff Daddy too. Mariah Carey see me and she say, oh, they do. Well, are you at the DJ when me want interview? And me say this and me.
I am here vibing with one of the standard beers of reggae music in the United Kingdom. His parents named him Anthony Henry, but we know him as
TIPPA IRIE.
Mr. Versatile, yeah. Wicked and wild.
Yes, sir.
But from was a child.
Teach them. You have the lyrics. Much respect. Thank you for having me. First
it's a joy, man.
No, man.
It's a joy, great man.
Bless. Thank you for having me. Much respect. Much respect.
I appreciate the man taking the time on.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem.
Squeeze my tune. Ah, boy. Now, who's that girl over there? I really gonna talk to that chick, cause that is one cool sugar candy girl. If you remember that tune, that made me see you know, hear this. Hello, darling. Hello, good looking.
Sir Henry.
Yes, sir.
Say all is well.
Yes, I am blessed. I'm in Jamaica.
Up on the rock.
So I feel
kick back.
Yeah, I feel good to be here. Because you know, I went to the Jamrock cruise.
Oh, you're on. Yeah.
I went there just for holidays, just for a break. So I just went for a break, and I went to just basically enjoy the cruise. And then when I left the cruise, I flew back to Jamaica. Because obviously, you get on in America,
right?
And then it come to Jamaica, and then you go back to Miami. And then I flew back to the Jamaica since the 12th of December, and I've been here.
Oh, you're there for a minute then, man?
Yeah. So I'm back in the UK in February.
Okay.
So I've been just enjoying.
As it should.
I went to the Burna Boy Popcorn Leader IK show.
Yeah.
I went to the Buju Intimate show, and last night I went to Rebel Salute. Yes. So I'm just enjoying the island and the fruits of the island.
Nice. Yeah. Talk to us though. Early life. Place of birth.
London, UK. You know, Dulwich Hospital, 1965. Windrush generation. Okay. My parents obviously came over in the Windrush generation, had me, my two sisters, and we grew up in South London.
Okay.
And then my dad was a sound man. You know, my dad used to keep the local, musical Messiah, but he used to keep the local shoebeans in the area, blues dance.
Right, before we reach on a blues dance and pop song, you know, some people think about a yard though.
Well, you know, that's not surprising because, you know, sometimes them confuse me with TIPPA IRIE. You know?
With TIPPA IRIE?
You have Rapper Robert and TIPPA IRIE. You know what I mean? So sometimes there's that little confusion. But obviously with the, you know, the volume of work that I've done, you know, people kind of realize that UK Saxon connection. You know what I mean? So,
how many, can you mention, but how many siblings overall? 3?
In siblings?
Brothers and sisters?
Yes. In fact, I have 2 sisters. One's, God rest her soul, Miss Irie's gone. And
my condolences.
And my sister Jackie. And I have a half brother in New York called Kenny. So that's my dad was, you know, doing daddy's things.
Yeah, I know the old man passed on
a
few years ago. The old lady still with us?
No, mom gone as well. Yeah, so mom, dad gone, my little sister gone. It's just me and my big sister Jackie left now.
And your half brother?
Yeah, I'm half brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what? School, you know? Where you attended school? Or?
Well, I went to Loughborough Primary School and Brockwell Primary School. And then from there, I went to Beaufoy Secondary School, which is in South London, in a place called Kennington. If you know cricket, it's right by the Oval Cricket Ground in London.
Okay.
You know, so right there I went to school, and that's where I kind of just even more fell in love with the music, because I used to play steel pan.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a
of all things.
Yeah. I used to be in the Paddington Youth Steel Band and the school steel band.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was just been a part.
Yeah,
of my
we're not
life.
ready for that part.
All right. Am I jumping? Me, I move too fast.
What was it like, though, growing up,
Yeah.
first and foremost,
Yeah.
as a black child
Yeah.
in England back then?
Well, there was more of a community because we, as black people, we had to stick together. Because you had the skinheads, you had the teddy boys, you had a lot of people that, you know, remember there was no Irish, no blacks, no dogs. So there was a lot of racial tension at the time because a lot of white people at that time, you know, obviously, you know, black, our parents coming over there, supposedly taking their jobs and doing this and that. So there was a lot of whole heap of hostility. But for me, it was still a joy because my dad, you know, my dad was a greengrocer. So I was in the market with him. Every weekend we'd go market and get supplies for our corner shop because my dad had a corner shop.
Oh, okay.
So I was lucky when I was growing up because I had all the sweets at school. So all of the kids them friend me because me have all of the sweets them. But anyway, my dad had the corner shop. My mum was working 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
My mum was a cleaner, she was a cook, and she was a hairdresser. She used to cook in the schools. So for me, I had hard-working parents. So I think that's where that working hard to achieve what I've achieved, it was instilled in me in a young age. But as a youth growing up, it was more of a community, but still we still had fun.
Yes.
We still had good times. We still, you know, made the best
Of the situation.
of the situation.
And food was on the table, it's all like.
Ah, right. So, because my dad, you know, he was a hard-working man and he had to provide, because he's from Trelawney.
Oh.
So he was a yam man, you know. So the market and the food trading thing, he did that over here. So it was
So he brought Trelawney with him.
Exactly. So that's what happened. And, you know, so as a youth, really, I can't really complain.
Nice.
Because I was happy with it myself, because I had you know, growing up in a house where, you know, you had the music, you had food, you had, you know, in our community there was a lot of youth centers. There was a lot of adventure, we used to call them adventure playgrounds, where the youths then could go and just play. And then we had a lot of youth centers as well, like Marcus Garvey Youth Center, Marcus Lipton Youth Center.
Growing up, Dad, real hustler sound like.
Yeah.
And he had a son. You grew up. So you grew up in the music, around the music, with the music.
With the music, because my dad he had his sound system, and obviously we had a corner shop. So we used to live on top of the shop.
Okay.
And then on the ground floor was the shop. And then in the basement there was 2 rooms.
Oh.
You know? And in those 2 rooms, obviously, in one room he had the turntable, the amplifier and everything set up. And then, you know, us as black people, domino, ludi, card pack. That was the kind of the room where we used to do our little gambling and man play domino and everything. And then the other room was the room where people would go and dance. You know? And so from there now, you know, the rooms were there. So my dad used to rent the rooms to bands.
Oh, yeah?
So bands used to come in like the real thing. You know? Yeah. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh, baby. All these kind of bands, they used to rehearse in my dad's basement. So I just, as a little boy, I just sit down there. I watch the man, them I rehearse. I watch my dad play Uri, Big Youth, Dillinger, Dennis Al Capone, Tapazuki, all these people. And then, of course, you know, my superstar was Dennis Brown, you know, Gregory, you know what I mean, and Freddie McGregor, John Old, and such. So I just used to, but I just fell in love with the DJ side of things. So then I start to appreciate Josie Wales, Charlie Chaplin, Brigadier Jerry, and then from them Monday, kind of move on to Stitchy, Sam, and Professor Nuts. You know, those 3 DJs, Nuts is my favorite DJ of all time.
Yeah?
Professor Nuts, yeah? And then Papa San, closely by San, and then stitch it, because they kind of reminded us of ourselves, you know, because the way we build lyrics. We build lyrics, you know, we write lyrics to full up the rhythm. And then when the rhythm done, we still keep going.
Hey, man, them both call it long lyrics.
Long lyrics, yes. Yeah.
Come and say from me, I de a mini, from me a little bikini, feel the beat and harmony, from the Grizzly and Robbie, Lee Perry and King Jammy, Joe Gibbs and Mr. King Tubby, make we dance and make we free, like the bird up in the tree, Channel 1, scientists, make the music sound so crisp, back in Banner Root Radix, music that you can't resist, 90 and me virgin with them cause Strike-Ali, and me and Mikey General, they in the par, because it at the time the lyric a rhyme, me slim, me fine, me know if you wine, me come, my dance, me chat in time, the lyric, me chat, the bite, the mind, every time when I'm 49, I treat, the ego 9, exercise 7 and not 9, me otherwise 6 and not 5, 9, with 30 and 29, is TIPPA IRIE, chatting for anything, me chat, mind is Michael Jackson, sing the girl is mine, support your back, I'm just fine, selling and bitten up, and like a sweet midnight, but what was spices, TIPPA IRIE, the people type, me come, my dance, me nice, and my girlfriend name, you know, I what do you eat and what do you like, and what do you black, and what do you white, what would I do for what rich man, I buy a beaver, buy a car, buy a pub with my young bar, I travel there, have a almost anywhere, I travel up, I travel down, even by my own time, I take a plane and go to Spain, take a chance and go to France, I would not go to any that, some of them white and black, and some of them pink, and some of them brown, and misses, some of them I can't talk about them, and that one microphone, and misses, some of them about this, and some of them about this, and that about Mr. IRIE, the devil, if I come.
These were some of the people you listen, you
Yes.
fall in love with the music. And I say you grew up in the music, around the music.
Definitely.
But at what age and stage though, you within yourself now and say, yeah, I don't only like me like that something here, I like to take on that something here.
Yeah. I would say maybe about 14, 15, you know, because I made my first record when I was 17. So when I was at school, me and my friends, we had our own little personal sound system.
Okay.
Yeah, so because my friend is Commander B, he's like a popular DJ in the UK as a selector. And we built a sound together called Younger Frontline, based off a sound called Frontline, which was a popular sound in Brixton. Oh. And then we built another sound called TIPPA. Yeah, and that's where my name kind of come from. Oh. TIPPA, because there was a sound, there's a brethren called Chaba, and he plays a sound. He came to back to Jamaica and played a sound called Exodus, but he had a sound called Stereograph. And my friend's brother was in that sound with him. So we made TIPPA as a little school sound. So we used to just play in my friend's bedroom and make cassette and this and that. So
the name TIPPA IRIE came out.
Yeah, a TIPPA. And then there was another DJ called TIPPA Rankin. Oh. You know? And we just love the name. So me say, you know what, through TIPPA and TIPPA Rankin, me become TIPPA IRIE. Me just like make people feel good. Yeah. So as I said, you know what, I'm going to call myself TIPPA IRIE. And then that name just stuck with me, you know? And so I was working with a DJ called General Slater. So me and Slater used to spar on the youth sound. And then we moved on to King Tubby's sound, which is Cecil Rennie's sound from South London.
What is the relation? Is there a relationship between Cecil and original Tubby?
Yes, yeah, they're cousins.
Oh, they're cousins?
They're cousins, yeah. So there was a brother called, another guy that's passed away, Mikey, who is the brother of Cecil Rennie.
Okay.
And he used to have a sound called Mikey Dredd. And then now the sound is called MJR. And Mikey, me and Slater used to chat on Mikey's sound. And then Mikey brought me to Cecil and said, Cecil, to Tubby's, you need to listen to this youth. He's very good. And so Mikey brought me to Cecil, and then I started to go around with King Tubby's.
You had voiced the opposite yet?
Yes, I did.
King Tubby's in the UK,
yeah.
The owner is the cousin of the legendary King Tubby
in Jamaica.
Nice, you know what I mean?
Man. Yes. So
you said the first song you did now was at age 17.
Yes.
That was the opposite.
Opposite, yes, the opposite. That was produced by Drummy Zeb, who passed away recently from Aswad.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
So the original members from Aswad, Drummy Zeb and Tony Gadd, is them who produce my first ever tune. Because it was on the B-side of a tune called My Valentine, which is like a lover's rock vibe.
Who was the person that did the My Valentine?
He's a guy called Tokes. He's a brother called Tokes. And he was on the A side of that, and I was on the B side. And wake me up, me there in the studio asleep, And John me shape me say, Tippa, your time. And me just go in there and knock it out, you know what I mean? And that was my first ever tune, vinyl that come out. And
the
then,
wax and all, man.
yeah, and then after that, the label was called LGR.
Yeah, okay.
And then I think after that, I did a series of live albums.
Oh, yeah?
With LGR. So when I say live albums, you had MCs and DJs from all of the local sounds.
So it wasn't just you?
No. You had Papa Levi, the great Papa Levi, Peter King. They was on Saxon at that time. And me and TIPPA IRIE and General Slater was on Tubbies. Then you had Ricky Rankin and Lorna G. They was on Taurus. And then you had Jam Down Rockers, which was Champion and GT. They were on that sound. So we all just competing. And then he recorded 3 live albums like that. And then after those live albums, you know, that's when the Saxon thing kind of started to come together.
So you end up around a Saxon though?
Well, Saxon was, they just kidnapped me.
Oh,
them just take me, them just come. I think I was at a place called, in Brixton, there's the Ferndale Support Centre. And I was performing at the Ferndale Sports Centre, and Lloyd Francis and Dennis Rowe, that owned Saxon, they was there. So at the time, they were just recruiting, you know. They were just recruiting artists. So they said, Tip, man, come and DJ on our sound. So I said, all right, let me come take a look, you know what I mean? And then when I went down there, Maxi Priest was there. Smiley Culture used to pass through. Papa Levi, Peter King, Daddy Colonel, you know, Roger Robin, all these talented people
Daddy
were
Rusty.
there. Daddy Rusty. Well, Rusty actually came with me.
Oh,
yeah, Rusty was
Rusty
my
did that.
brethren. Yeah, Rusty
Tubbies
was
with
yeah,
you.
yeah, Rusty was with me. You know what I'm saying? So me,
Sandy and the rest
yeah,
of the
them
crew.
Sandy and them, those guys are from Lewisham. They're all from Saxon area. Me and Rusty are from Brixton.
Okay.
You know, so it's a different part of town, if you like.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's Tippa, Rusty, Brixton. We left Brixton now, go south East London to move with Saxon. You know what I mean? And then when we got there, me, Levi, Daddy Colonel, Sandy, and Rusty, that was you know the famous 5, the 5 of us together. We formed a bond, and then we just roll a course.
Yeah, I think your sister was a part of the crew as well.
Yeah, Miss Irene, yeah, because it's my sister. So anywhere me there, she did it. You know what I mean? And that's what it was like. So me and Rusty Rusty was like my apprentice, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Sandy was like Levi, them apprentice. And then everybody just grew into, you know, top artists in their own right.
So you became a part of what is widely regarded as the biggest sound in the history of the UK.
Definitely. We changed the face of music in the dancehall scene at that time because we was the only sound that made Jamaica look at what was happening in the UK as far as MCs are concerned.
Until Coxon come around.
Yeah, well, Coxon was always there. You know? Coxon was always there. Coxon, they come before us. We were the young kids.
Coxon was before Saxon?
Yes, of course. You know,
Lady
Coxon was them man there is like the found cornerstone of the thing in England. We were the young pretenders. Saxon we were the youth. You know, you have Lady Coxon, Festus, Blacker, you know. Them man, they were they're elders for us. So we were now the young youths coming up, the new kids on the block, if you like.
New guns.
Taking up the action. So we kind of, you know, took the reins on. And then, if you think about it, when I first come to Jamaica, or even when I was, you know, listening to cassettes, I would hear Peter Metro, Tonto Metro, Yellow Man, a whole heap of different artists chatting our lyrics.
You know? So they might hear on the cassette them.
So they're hearing the lyrics them on the cassette them, and they're chatting them word for word. So for us, it was like, wow. You know what I mean? And then to hear, you know, the terms them that we use like liquid and all these things, you'd hear a lot of the artists them from here doing that. So all of these things, you know, had never been done before. You know what I mean? So Saxon really leave, you know, a print on the industry, because if you think about the people that has achieved success coming from that sound system, it's amazing. Cause Maxi Priest, you know, Billboard chart success, TIPPA IRIE, national chart, Grammy nominated artist.
We'll get round to them.
Yeah, and then Papa Levi, first artist ever from the UK to get a number one tune in Jamaica. So it's like all these things, and then you have Roger Robin, Neville Morrison, B. Candy, all these guys have had number one tunes, and all of these singers came from the sound. You know what I mean? And then obviously you have the Colonel, the Sandy, the Rusty, that the imprint that they left in the dancehall was amazing.
We have to big up, you know, GNR, all of the people them, IRP, Jack Rubin, you Brown, Massive. We say, wave your hands in the air, cause you know say reggae music gone clear. We say, wave your hands in the air, because you know say reggae music, why? Because we have a what about lyrics, and a what about style, and a what about fashion. I will versatile like that, a what about lyrics, a what about style, and a what about fashion. I will versatile, now keep up further than, no further, no further. We out!
Saxon, Big Sword at England. I am assuming that back then now you guys might have been involved in a few clashes here and there.
Of course, constantly, every week. Because when you're on top, you know, everybody wants your head.
Down, yes.
You know, so at the end of the day, that is the long and short of it. So every week, and then obviously the memorable clashes were with Coxsone. You know what I mean? We used to play Coxsone because obviously we're the young boys, them are elder for me, and them can't hold we. You know what I mean? They can't, when it comes to lyrics and stuff like that, they can't hold we. They have certain tunes them have, because them have a few tenor saw. You know what I mean? Where Saxon didn't have. You know, Blacker did make sure say Saxon never get no tenor saw at the time. You know what I mean? But for the volume of music and dub, if you even ask Rodigan, you know, Musclehead, I don't think there's any sound. There's a few, maybe one and two, maybe Downbeat, or you know, a few that has selection of tunes like dubs like
Addies and a few others.
But he's got everything and everybody.
Another member of the team, Saxon, I want to call, I think Trevor Sax.
Oh gosh,
he was a selector.
God, yeah, he was the main man.
He was the main man.
He was the main man. Trevor Sax is the main man. Trevor Sax is like the glue.
We keep everything
together. Keep everything together in the dance. Yeah. Whether it be, because obviously before we come in and perform, Trevor would be on the mic. And if it comes to selecting, Trevor is there. You know, if it's come to holding everybody together and make sure it's everything at work, it's Trevor Sax. So he was the main guy that kept the glue together. Dennis was the gift of the gab man, the man that you speak. And Musclehead would go and do his hustling and then go to Jamaica, cut the dubs and come back. And then we would just, you know, MCs. So we write with lyrics them and push it on the people then. Them
time the Sounds from Jamaica tour.
Yeah.
Was there any Saxon Jamaica sound clash I can remember?
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember because there was a few. You know, I'm just trying to think. I think they did clash with Gemini. Obviously, when we went to New York, Downbeat, Third World, songs like that. But I'm just trying to remember off of my head now. It's hard to remember sometimes. You know,
I do this in a
so it's hard
about 40 years on.
Yeah, 40 years, long time. So it's I'm just trying to remember. The one of the clashes them, because I know one night we did clash with Chicken Chess, Professor Nuts, and another MC. I'm just trying to remember where, but obviously there was the word clash.
Oh, right.
When Saxon did win the word clash, when we did clash.
Which year was that again?
I think it's 93, 94. You know, and they did them beat up Bodyguard, and I think Coxsone was there, Bodyguard, and another sound. You know. And that was an amazing night, because the sound did sound really good that night, and you know,
really
good that night, you know. So But black of them, they used to try bully us because we younger than them. But never, we just laugh them. We just laugh it off and just lyrics talk. You know what I mean? And but apart from that, it was it's hard to remember all of the sounds that we did clash with because we toured Jamaica. We clashed with Creation, Papa San Sound, and we did
How
that.
that go?
Oh, you mean, man? We won. But now I say we take it.
Yeah,
but we won because at that time we did full of vibe, man, and never fearless. You have to just when you're in a clash, you just have to go in. You can't. It's just like the other night, me at work. You just go in. You just go for it, and then you see the result.
Yeah. Two names that we need to add to the Saxon team.
Yeah.
Dominic and Mikey General.
Well, Mikey General especially.
Right.
He was there. He was in the heart of it as well. And we got loads of dub plates from him. And Dominique was kind of on the periphery.
Oh, okay.
It was somebody that used to just occasionally come to the dances.
You see me and TIPPA IRIE, I way back, because we used to sing pan Saxon too, So I'll give you one of the songs where we used to sing pan Saxon. Let's get ready. Sing. Well, alright. Well, them song ya 1986. Here go. See me, tell me who me favor. See me, who me favor. See me, tell me who me favor.
So Mikey General now was a part of the structure.
Mikey was one of the brothers them that was there and was at most of the dance them, and then he done a really lot of specials and dub plates for the sound. So he was in the heart of the thing. And Dominique he just used to come to the dance. Come through every now and then. He wasn't really part of the sound. He would just come and pass through, and we would rope in him and make him do his thing. There's a lot of artists like that, Obviously, we tried to, when the sound kind of reached a real level, Dennis used to kind of keep a control because people were now coming in to see the main man them. So we kind of had to keep a rein on it. But certain dances, people like Dominique and other artists, Prento Youth and, would come in and they would do their thing.
When you did the opposite, you actually did any more recordings before you joined Saxon?
No, I don't think I did. I just did the opposite and then the live albums, and then after the live albums, then it was Saxon, and then that's when I got signed to Greensleeves.
Okay, so just a speak with Daddy Colonel.
Yes.
It was whilst you were at Saxon.
Yes. Yeah. That was after the Saxon thing really lift off. Then when Saxon thing really lift off, all of the record labels became interested on the in the artists that were on the sound, because Maxi got signed to Virgin, Papa Levi got signed to Island, and TIPPA IRIE, Rusty, Sandy and Colonel, we all got signed to Greensleeves. Smiley and Asha, they were amongst Fashion Records. Asha Senator, another great artist.
Yeah, when they called Asha name earlier.
Yeah, Asha Senator definitely is one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Oh yeah?
Oh gosh, man. Oh gosh. The Asha Senator is next level. Another MC. Check him out if you don't know the name Asha Senator. Check out the lyrics.
Did Smiley Culture pass?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. It's funny, he passed in the hands of the police. And his biggest tune was Police Officer. And it just so happens that it was while he was in the presence of the police, he passed away.
Oh.
So that's another story, another teach them edition.
Yes. So now you, as we said, that you were at the top with the top sound.
Yes.
In the UK.
Yeah.
Then now you started to do a lot more recordings.
Yes.
After the Greensleeve connection, how long were you signed to Greensleeve for?
I would say from 83, maybe 3-4 years. Because I did TIPPA IRIE and the Colonel Just a Speak. I think I went to number 2 in the reggae charts. And then I did It's Good to Have the Feeling, the best and all the time. The lyrics are rhyme for Greensleeves.
Right.
And then
Complete Neighbor.
Complete Neighbor was next. And then after that, Hello Darling came out.
Hello Darling was 86.
86, and that kind of changed the whole atmosphere of everything.
But before Hello Darling, which are the songs that were mentioned did the best leading up to Hello Darling?
I would say the Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best.
Yes,
you know, that done really well for me. And then obviously when that came out, you know, Saxon was just still at its peak. So anything, when you're hot, you know, it's like anything that you feed,
it's a stick, man.
It's a stick. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, whoever's
the youth, then we are running thing, we say I run a place. Anything they say,
so that's what it was kind of like at the time. So the best came out, and you know, so me and Levi now we in a competition, you know, cause that's how we used to, you know,
competition billion, man.
Yeah, we used to banter each other all of the time. You're not go bigger than me, you know. Me say, all right then, I go show you. You know what I mean? And we used to be like that in the dances as well. You know what I mean? Is who, if a man mash up the place, you have to come in and try tap that. So when he had me got me king, him start laugh after me now, you know, and we did our band time, say, Tippa, see there? They are number one in a Jamaica now. Oh, yeah, go beat that. And then we just lick Hello Darling, and it just mash up the whole place.
Is there a story behind it, or you just going to the studio and it just flow?
No, I was at a Coxon dance, actually. Saxon Coxon People's Club. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I'm there at the sound van, sit down. And because the sound van could park, in those days you could park anywhere. So we was parked right outside of the club. And one girl just walked past. Somebody just looked upon her and said, hello, darling. You know what I mean? And she looked back and she said, hello, good looking. I know who you are. You know what I mean? So I said, all right. And then when she walked off, I just said, you know what? That's
have a ring to it.
That have a ring to it. That's something what people say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me just go back into the dance now and me start sing, hello darling, hello good looking. And the man them start laugh after me and say, Tippa, we are going them this soft lyric there. You know what I mean? And must see some girl, Levi start take the piece now, you know. And must see some girl outside, Tippa at you know, make him come in at the dance and I sing them the sweet lyrics there.
Squeeze my tune. Ah, boy. Now, who's that girl over there? I really gonna talk to that chick, cause that is one cool sugar candy girl. If you remember that tune, that made me say, you know, hear this. Hello, darling. Hello, good looking.
So I never think nothing of it. But then when I was voicing, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. The man that was messing about with me in the studio, they was keep saying that I was saying it wrong. So me just get fed up in the vocal booth and me say, you know what, me I take a break. And then me sit down in the booth and me just remember the tune. So me start singing, hello darling, hello good looking. And then my producer said, Tippa, what's that? I said, no, it's just one tune me at work, but I was thinking about. He said, go home and write that lyric there because it sounds like something. So me just go home, write the lyrics, come back, singing the lyric. He said, okay, we need to start working on this tune. And then we just worked on it until we got it the way we wanted it. And then we had like record promo people at the time that used to bring our records that Greensleeve made to the clubs.
Okay.
And then one day, I think a DJ that he worked on Capital Radio called Kid Jensen, he must have heard the tune in the club. And he said, what is this? This sounds like a hit. And he took the tune and he brought it to Capital Radio and he played it. And then once he played it, the producers, them at Capital said, wow, this is a hit, we need to play this tune. Then Rodigan and everybody, they started to play the tune. And you know, people are like sheep. One man start playing it, so the whole of them start, all of a sudden, the whole of them start.
Oh, a big tune, man.
A big tune, yeah, you understand me? And so them start play the tune now, and then the next thing, it just come out and boom, straight to #1 in the reggae charts. And then it crossed over into the pop charts. And went to number 22, I think, in the national charts. And then that kind of changed my life.
Life change.
Life changing, because me get to see the world after that, just off of that one tune. One tune. So my artists out there, you know, it just take one. So keep striving for that one tune, because you only need one, you know. It's nice to have a catalog like of them, but you just need one. Yeah? One, just one. So if you strive to get that one, you know, if you look at General Levy, he's got a tune called Incredible. One. It's just that, and you can live off of that one tune. If
I don't know if artists will get one big tune, man, and I do well, man.
Yeah. And you know, and not to say me not have more than one.
No, man, we know that. we know that.
But
we know that.
strive for that one, because that can be a lottery ticket.
That tune, yeah. In all of the hotel, them. Big up Little Mitty. Big up IAP, JNR. Big up Jack Rubin. You don't know I go memory lane again. Mr. Mackerel. Listen. Hello, darling. Hello, good looking. 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 Well, in the USA, I was out walking. A little young girl I was seeking. I see a young girl, I started smiling. I walked over, we started talking. I said, hi, babe. She said, how are you keeping? I said, I'm cool, I'm just doing my own thing. She said, hey man, I hear you are the in thing. You're TIPPA IRIE from that Saxon sound system. I said, babe, this is my first time in foreign. She said, how about we just make it interesting? I said, there's one thing I wanna do, my darling. We can go home and have a quiet evening and have a meal. You know, that's where we'll finger licking. And strictly champagne, that's what we'll be drinking. Well, in the next verse, I'll carry on explaining. But I want all the ladies sing. Come on, let me hear you. Hello, darling. Hello. Hello, darling. Hello. Hello, darling. Hello, good looking. Hello, darling. Hello, good looking. Now, this girl, I met her. Her name was Catherine. She had her own place in downtown Brooklyn. She would take a cab, or do you fancy walking? She said, just cool, my car's around the next turning. But when she said that, I started smiling. Coming home and find a gal with a few shilling. Jumped in a car and then we started driving. Before I knew it, outside of her place we were parking. Inside her flat, it was devastating. To be quite honest, it was truly amazing. I put my feet up and started relaxing. After a while, you know, I started thinking, what does this girl do for a living? She said, TIPPA man, I don't do nothing. I would left $2 million by my uncle Marvin, so I jumped up out there. Let me hear you, Jamaica, I know you remember. Hello, darling, hello, good looking. Hello, darling, hello, good looking. Hello, darling, hello, good looking. Hello, darling. Take it down, listen. You know I'm serious, you know I'm not joking. Cause with this young girl, I was not loafing. Before we knew it, we started kissing. We made love and I woke up in the morning. I drew the curtains, the birds, they were singing. And inside me I had a beautiful feeling. Now this girl, she was really exciting. It was like I was struck by lightning. Now this experience was a little bit frightening. Could this be love? In my mind I was thinking. I didn't really know what was happening. For a while there I thought I was dreaming. But further down in the evening, I said, baby, I better believe in. She said, TIPPA, I don't mind you disappearing, so long as I know when's the next time you're coming. I said, young girl, just please stop your moaning, because tomorrow TIPPA IRIE will be phoning.
In '86, you also did, I think, your first official album, Is It Really Happening to Me?
Yes, yeah.
That's for Green Sleeve as well.
Yeah, and that, it kind of, the title explains, you know, it explains everything.
Oh, so they're changing everything now. Is this really happening
to me? You know what I mean? That's why I made that
title. Thought into the thing, man.
Yeah, man. That title, Is It Really Happening to Me? Taking the airplane like it's a taxi and we want the ice cream person to go with. Yeah, Is It Really Happening to Me? That was my first ever album. And it was like that, you know, because you think sometimes you just sit back and you say, wow, from my dad's basement to just,
Any stage around the world.
and then next minute you're on TV, you're
You
meeting.
did Top of the Pops?
Yeah. Yeah, I did Top of the Pops in 1986.
Yeah, I'm sure I watched that video that song
Yeah,
about the place, man.
yeah.
Sure,
So I
watched
got
that
the opportunity to see the world because Len came to London. To get
Supreme
me.
Promotion, Len,
Yeah,
Sting Len?
Sting Len, yeah. And come to London and forget me. You know what I mean? To perform at Sting in 86.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I did that, and then I did DJ Roll Call with Don Henry. You know, if you remember
DJ
Don,
Roll Call.
yeah, DJ, we did do that. And
You did Sunsplash one of the
yeah, the same.
86?
86 too. I think it was the year I done Reggae Sunsplash, and I did it with Patos Banton.
Patos Banton. We soon talk about Patos, because I think Patos have a song that was on a Grammy-nominated album for him.
Yes.
Somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
We get around that.
Yeah.
So other songs now, and Hello, Darling,
yeah.
massive song.
It was huge. It was huge for me. Like I said, it was life-changing because it was #1 in the reggae charts. It got to number 22 in the pop charts. So at that time, I started to move from the dancehall into the nightclubs in the West End of London, seeing a different
audience,
a different
that opened up to you
audience.
now.
It opened up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I went to France and doing a lot of work in France. And then obviously I came to the Caribbean because the tune was popular here and right throughout the Caribbean. And then I did a lot of openings. Things started to open up for me in America too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it was mainly Europe that the tune was huge, and the Caribbean, the tune was very popular.
Ragamuffin Girl with Peter Hunnigale.
Hunnigale,
Big
yes.
tune that again. That charted.
Yes, 89.
89.
Yeah, Peter Hunnigale is one of the premier vocalists in the UK.
Okay.
You know? And is one of my closest friends. One of the nicest people you would ever meet, you know, one of my real brother. And yeah, we got together in 89 because the same guy that I told you about, Commander B, his brother and Peter were very good friends.
Okay.
They're the same age group. Peter's a little older than me. So him and Fitzroy Blake, who's like a great engineer, mixed a lot of big tunes. And so Fitzy and Peter were best friends, and then me and Commander were very good friends. And so we all got together and produced Ragamuffin Girl with another brother called Flutie. So we got together, and Commander B and Flutie had a label called Clarkey and Blakey, and we did the tune for that label in 1989. And the idea came from Junior Sandy. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Junior Sandy's idea, because when he was around the sound, he used to do rice, peas, and chicken stuffing. Saxon sound is the original ragamuffin.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
And so one day, me just started the studio, and I said, rice and peas and chicken stuffing, and they go, when me get you feet, ragamuffin, and they rice and I said, you know what? And I go bring the idea to Peter. And then I brought the idea to them, and then we just wrote the song. And then we produced the song, and then Fitzy was like, we're now going rice and peas and chicken stuffing and all of these things. I said, Fitzy, don't worry yourself. It's fine. And then when it come out, it just went straight to #1 in the reggae chart.
Oh, yeah?
Straight to #1. It was the biggest tune of 1989 in reggae.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the biggest tune.
Speaking
Huge.
about 89, Win Some.
Oi. Fashion.
Yeah.
Why you do your homework, sir?
Superwoman is the name of the tune.
Superwoman, yeah. That year was a good year for me.
89 was a good year.
Yeah, let's just put it that way, you know.
Yeah.
They called me because of the success of Ragamuffin Girl. I mean, I did an album with them, for them with Papa San.
Oh,
which
yeah?
is JA to UK Clash.
Oh, I never know that. Never
Right.
look for that. Yeah, man. Never look for that, man.
Yeah, so it's TIPPA IRIE versus Papa San. So basically,
Oh, yeah?
it's just me on certain rhythms and him on the same rhythms.
Okay.
And yeah.
Never go look for that, man. It's
Yeah,
all like
man.
a good look of vibe.
Yeah, me and Papa San. But they called me, the success of Ragamuffin Girl, they did the tune Sly, I think it was Sly Dunbar, produced. the drums tracks on that tune.
For Ragamuffin?
No, for
Superwoman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slide down some of the, I think the main drum work on that tune, and then they got Winsome to sing the Karen White song, Superwoman. And then they said, Tip, we need you to put the ingredients, your ingredients on there. And I did that, and then one come off a #1. And then a couple of weeks later, the next one come in #1.
Oh, yeah.
So I got 2 awards that year, 1989. And so that year was a very good year.
Speaking about 89, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Did you actually, I think, Lloyd Brown Stress at 89 tune?
No. That we're going into the 90s.
90s that
yeah,
now?
90s now.
But 89 was a good year.
Very good year, man. I wish every year was like 89. And 86.
86. Right,
Hello, darling. Yeah, the whole works, you know. But sometimes people don't really realize the volume of work where you do. It's only when them really start going to the history they're thinking, wow, enough work in there.
That's why we do what we do, you know? Kind of help bring that to the fore. So, Stress, you said that in the early 90s that you know.
Yeah.
That song did well as well.
That was phenomenal, man. That's why I got a thing where I got hits in the 80s, hits in the 90s, hits in the new millennium, and we keep going on and on and on. But it's like Lloyd is just amazing songwriter, amazing vocalist, all-round musician, you know. But there's a production team in the UK called Groove and a Quarter.
Groove and a Quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys, they produce like some of the best lovers rock music in the history of reggae.
Groove,
you know what I mean?
And a Quarter.
Groove and a Quarter. You know, so it's good what you're doing because it's giving people an education of what's going on in the UK. And Groove and a Quarter, I did a tune with Lloyd called It's a Love Thing.
Okay.
Which got into the top 5, I think, in the reggae charts. But it's a real popular tune. And then after that came Stress.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And then Stress went to #1 in the reggae charts. You know?
Somebody apart from him around now.
You know, say literally
#1 that again?
Yeah, #1 again, Stress.
Here's a hit maker.
Yeah. I'm the lyric maker from England, not Jamaica. But anyway.
Come and say this song is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel make me style them one away again. This song is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel make me style them one. If you want check the tipper, pay attention. Link me at TIPPAIRIE.com with a whole heap of style and no pattern and whole heap of melody. Them no Russian. This I wanna dedicated to all dance fan. You want to be a DJ, a good musician? Come to my school, my education, and I might make you. Come and say this is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel me style them one away again. This is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel make me style them one away. Well, my lyrics and style them fresh and new. I act like I wanna Peter barbecue. I rock you like the Long Beach the bar stars crew. Make you shout out them style, yeah. Wicked not true. If you want me write a song for you, please join the queue. Cause Busta Rhymes call me Puff Daddy too. Mariah Carey see me and she say, oh, they do. Well, are you are the DJ when me want interview? And me say this song is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel me style them one away again. This song is Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel me style them one away. Come and say my party is extraordinary. Everybody in the place a pure celebrity. None of them now rave with TIPPA IRIE. Anybody where I rave them poor like me. Who I do the valid parking must be PDD. And all of the bad boy family. What the bartender, Snoop and Dr. Dre. Me tell tell them no drink out all me all I say. Ref man and me fan of them I play the music. Even though the two of them hype and chronic. Who I do security, me see and Timbaland. Even though from where the intern 1 minute man. Oh yeah, my name is TIPPA IRIE. I know me never invite Slim Shady. J-Lo and Beyonce who my hostess says be it's their job to make sure that everybody feel free. Everybody have the right to feel so merry. Everybody have the right to feel so happy. Everybody have the right to feel have a good time. Just like my friend Buster Rhyme was I will teach you about the sound of lead the week. I'm down a big and Mr. Irie they I know I rock above in the DJing. I saw me see, I saw me turn, me a foundation. Mr. Irie is a youth who hold the mic in my hand. Hold the mic and take the mic and make it dance around. For all of the woman and all of the man show. Where from me know say that you're proud of your color, you put your hand up in the ear, don't feel the you later again. From me know, Slay!
But yeah, the Stress Come went to #1. You know, It's a Love Thing was big. And then Stress Come went straight to #1 from me and Lloyd. And then me and Lloyd got signed to Arista Records. And we did some stuff for them. But you know, these major labels, they sign reggae acts and don't really know what to do with them. You know, and so I think it was a guy called Chris Hill and his brethren that signed us. 2 white guys. They signed us, but they like soul. They sold. One of them was a soul DJ, but he loved reggae, you know. And then he signed us to Arista, and he believed in us. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times in these big companies, the person that might sign you, you know, they get moved on or they lose their job, and then the new person that's coming in is not into
that interest there.
not into that interest. So that's kind of what happened with that. And then me and Lloyd did an album called Combination, but we did that independently with another guy called Tex Johnson. But it was a good time too, because Stress, we got a lot of work with that. Keep me in work.
I think in '94 you link up with the Mad Professor.
Yeah, another.
I got some success there, sir.
Rebel on the Roots Corner. Yeah, that was, that album took me 2 days.
2 days?
2 days. Because in them days, now, I write, when somebody send me a beat, I write.
Oh, okay.
In them days, we used to just write, you know what I mean? And then adapt
what I wrote to the beat.
To the beat, you know what I'm saying? So when Prof sent me those rhythms, I just went there one day, 3 tunes. Went there the next day, 3 tunes. And it was just 6 lyrics and 6 dubs.
Oh, okay.
But Rebel on the Roots Corner left a mark with the roots scene, because of it told a message of basically us growing up in the UK and our parents. Same thing like what we spoke about at the beginning of the conversation. You know what I mean? Of our parents coming over and the struggles what they had to go through growing up in the UK, and that's what the song is about. That was most of the album was kind of talking about that.
You know, I can't talk to you now still. I'm a Chelsea fan. I can't talk to you because
at the minute.
I wanna run off the thing. Yeah, I know I wanna run off the thing.
Yeah, we are running off. Nice.
You had a youth song.
Yeah, for the Arsenal.
Shouting out the Gunners.
Yes, yeah.
That song actually charted.
It charted, yeah. What it was, I was walking in Brixton one day, and this brother called, I think his name was Fred, you know. And he come up to me and said, "Tippa, you support Arsenal, innit?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Why don't you do a tune? Because you know that they're going to win the cup, the cup double this year." So I said, "Yeah." So I just went to check Peter. And I said, "Peter, you know what?"
Same Hunnigale?
Yeah, same Hunnigale, man, because he plays everything.
Oh, okay.
He play everything. He's a multi-talented brother, you know what I mean? So I said, "Peter, let's write a tune about Arsenal and the FA Cup and the League Cup and whatever, because I think they're going to do well this year." So we wrote the tune. And then what we did, we went to all of the DJs that we knew supported Arsenal. And we sent them the tune.
Okay.
You know? So
That
they
makes
now,
sense.
obviously they're Arsenal
They're gonna play
fans,
it.
so they're going to play it. So they played it, and then London Records, there's a guy called Pete Tong, who's like one of the biggest radio DJs and biggest DJs in general, but he plays more house dance music. But he heard the tune. I think he's an Arsenal fan too. And then he just basically signed the tune to London Records and released it. And it went into the pop charts, I think around number 33 it got into the pop charts. And if George Graham, who was the Arsenal manager at the time, did let the team do Top of the Pops, the tune would have went further
Bigger.
up in the charts. But he just didn't, because Top of the Pops really had an influence at that time.
Big thing, man. Big
yeah,
thing,
because it's
big
like
thing.
12.
Come on, you also left from Jamaica just to go to Top of the Pops.
That's right. 12 million or so people used
Viewership.
to watch every, you know. So at the time, if he did let them go on the show, the tune would have went into the top 10, but he didn't for whatever reason. He wanted them to rest or whatever for the game and that. But it was a blessing. It was another blessing.
That's another blessing.
You have to just kind of, well, it's just like a lesson to people. You have to, when you see somebody present an idea, act, move, and go and try and well, we call it throwing stone. The throw a stone, and sometimes it stick, sometimes it come back and it
But try.
Yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
True. You mentioned Patos Banton earlier.
Yes.
I think on his 2000 album, Life is a Miracle.
Yes.
You did Good Old Days
Yes.
with him. That
Yeah.
was on a Grammy-nominated album
Yes.
2000.
Yeah, for him. Yeah. No, man, Pato, the guy that you met earlier, Grantley used to manage the both of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The guy
okay.
that you saw
He never
there.
introduced himself. So
Yeah,
never know.
okay, yeah.
Naturally, I say your brother, you know.
Yeah, no, man, I'm a friend, man. I'm a friend for
Okay.
years. So he used to manage me and Pato. So Grantley would basically, he came around when I was on Saxon, you know, and he came to me because he was a promoter. And he kept a couple of dances and a couple of clashes with me, Pato and Maccabee. And then he come to me and he said, Tip, you know, I really would like you to give me the opportunity to be a manager, you know. And I didn't really have a manager at the time. I was just, you know, going around the sound. So then I just linked up with him. And then he happened to, soon after, started to manage Pato as well. So me and Pato became friends, and you know, from there, and then Grantley used to manage the both of us, and then we used to tour together. He was quite popular in America. He had a lot of success in America, so I used to go and tour with him in America. And then when I was doing Reggae Sunsplash, I brought him here to Jamaica to do Reggae Sunsplash with me. So we was kind of just basically helping each other, you know what I mean, wherever we could. And then we linked up and we did an EP for Greensleeves.
Title?
Yeah, there was a track on there called Tippa Boogie, Funky Chicken, Walk on the Spot, and Double Trouble.
What's the name of that?
The EP I'm trying to remember.
Okay,
I'm trying to remember what the official title was. But the tunes were Double Trouble, Walk on the Spot, Tippa Boogie, and Funky Chicken. I remember the tunes, but the title of the EP,
I remember. I guess if we find them song, then we find the title of that.
Yeah.
Yes. Life Goes On. Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5.
Wow, yes.
Massive success.
Brother, that brother there is like one of my idols, you know, is somebody in the hip-hop circuit that I really respect. And he kind of respected me a lot through the works that I did. Him and his manager, Don. I think his manager, Don, now manages Damian Marley.
Okay.
Yeah. So they used to listen to me when they was at high school and all of these things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he met me, he was like, wow, it's really nice to meet you. So he bring me amongst the Jurassic 5, and I think I did a show with them at the House of Blues. They brought me on and me touch the place for them. So me and Charlie just became friends.
Yes.
From there, and him invite me to him house, me stay him house, and this and that. And even for my book that's coming out this year, he did the artwork.
What's the title? Is it?
It's
going to be.
Well, it's not going to be that.
It's not.
We changed it now. It's called Stick to My Roots.
Stick to My Roots.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so it's looking like that. Somebody's looking at me funny, but we won't go there. But yeah, Stick to My Roots is probably going to be the title for the book. And but Charlie, he just basically, I think he had the idea for that tune. And he said, Tip, you know, I really want you to do this tune with me. So I just linked up with him while I was in California. And then we just voiced the tune. We did a couple of tunes together.
Hey, did Struggle as well?
Yeah.
With Charlie Tuna.
Yeah. I don't think that ever got released.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, that tune was never struggled. That tune was never released. It was a tune that I did with Jurassic 5 with them. And I don't think they actually released it. The tune that I've got, I got a tune called Not Afraid with Charlie. I'm not afraid to die. How can you win a war against a man who's not afraid to die? You know what I mean?
The art, the joke.
Yeah, you know, and then the other tune is Come On, that I done with him as well. So there's a few tunes that we've done together, but he's somebody that I really admire and respect, and you know, it was a pleasure working with him.
Yeah, and speaking about tune, you and Mikey General have a tune of a actual 45 together, a collaboration?
I don't think we have, you know.
So a song where you and him sing around a dancehall Thursday, that
Oh, no. That was
record.
what we used to just chat on the
On
sound. On the sound,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was an official recording.
No, he used to do that song on the sound. And then it's just freestyle.
Okay.
Just freestyle. Freestyle.
Okay. And Life Goes On with Charlie Tuna.
Yeah.
Half Pint is on that as well?
That's right. Yes. Life Goes On. Yeah, that goes
Great.
on.
Half Pint.
Yes, man. Half Pint. He was one of the, because remember, you know, from in the 80s, obviously he was on Greensleeve. You know, Ease Up Mr. Landlord, all of these jammies tunes. They got really 1 in a million, all these tunes. So he used to be around the sound and sing a whole heap of soul, dub plate for Saxon. We have a huge dub play by Papa Saxon alone, or his Half Pint, all of these tunes, and we used to play them before all of the other
So
sound.
you have Half Pint of history from way back,
so that tune was done in California.
Because him based aside there now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's there now, but there's a guy called Marshall Goodman, and he used to be in a group called Sublime, which is like a kind of indie reggae rock kind of group in California. And now their group is called the Long Beach Dub All-Stars. You know, they're in part of that scene with Slightly Stupid, and I don't know if you know a lot. I don't know if you know a lot of them bands out there in California that are doing very well now. You got bands like Slightly Stupid, Revolution, Pepper, Soldier, all these kind of groups. Right. Well, the Long Beach Double Stars kind of fit into that kind of thing, that bracket. But Marshall was the one that produced that tune, Life Goes On.
Because you made mention to it in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. In 2003, you know.
Yeah.
So we spoke about Hello Darling, which changed your life.
Yeah.
The next experience will kind of bring the thing to another level.
Yes.
In 2003, you and will.i.am from
the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. Link up and do.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Mama. Another life-changing thing.
Change again.
Life change again.
Talk to me about that. How that come about?
Well, I was on tour in California. And I was playing at there's a place in San Diego called the Belly Up, which is like an iconic music venue. And I was playing to 100, maybe 200 people, $7 to get in.
Humble,
so, you know, and me just stay there, do my thing. And then there's this lady called Shelly Roots, a good friend of mine. And she called me and said, Will has got an idea for you. But how he remembered me, I was working with this brother called Motivate. And he's like a DJ, and I think he used to work with Will. But what he had was a recording studio in the same building as will.i.am.
Okay.
So I was in Motivate studio doing a tune called Everyday, you know, and me voice the tune, and tune are so nice, and then Will must have walked by and said, Motivate, what's going on? Who's that in there? You know? And then the brother goes, that's TIPPA IRIE from England. Don't you know him? He's dope, you know? So he goes, no. So when I came out the booth now, he said, yo man, you sound really good, man. I'm gonna have something for you one day. So I said, okay, cool, you know, you just say, all right, no problem. So anyway, when I did the show, finished the show, Shelly called me. She said, Will them's got an idea for you. So I said, okay, cool. So I was staying in a place called Laverne, which is like, I think it's like east of LA. And I was sleeping on my friend's couch, you know what I mean? And I said, Dave, we got to go to LA to see the Black Eyed Peas then, you know what I mean? So he said, all right, come, I'll take you. So I went down there, and then Fergie, I think Fergie had just joined the band.
Oh, okay.
She just was fresh. So she goes, hello, and I go, hello. She goes, I'm Fergie. I goes, okay, nice to meet you. I come to do a tune with you.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, okay, no problem. So anyway, we just say hi and bye. And then I heard the tune. So when I heard he played me the tune, and I thought, you know what? I could try and do something now, but let me take it home where I was staying and live with it. And then I came up with the cutie, make sure you move your booty, shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shawty, I know you want to party, and the way your body look, it make me. And I said, that's it. And at the time, I was kind of, Elephant Man was doing very well as well. So I was kind of thinking about an Ellie vibe, and then I was thinking about sayings what American people say, like shorty and things like that. And then I said, right, you know what? Let me go and see if he likes this. And then I just went in the booth. I just wrote. I stayed up all night and just wrote, you know, because they leave the gaps for you to fill.
Oh, to fill out? Oh.
Yeah. So he left the gaps them that he said, right, I want you to fill these gaps. So I said, okay, so we just go in, boom. So I just went in there, teach them, lick it about half an hour, done. And he's a very talented dude, very quick on the Pro Tools. So I'm just mix it same time, said, Tippa, what you think? I said, sound good. So
Will.i.am did the mixing?
Yeah, man, he does everything. He does everything. He's on the Pro Tools, he's just like lightning quick. You know what I mean? So he done everything, and then he said, right, I'm gonna give you this amount of money, and I'm gonna give you this amount of percentage. And I just said, cool. And I just left it at that.
It's like this. See if you remember this. Well, hey, mama, it's a beat that make you groove, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. With the blast master blasting on the... Listen lyrics. Shut. Cutie, make sure you move your booty. Shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shawty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body look, it make me really feel yow. Well, cutie, make sure you move your booty. Shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shawty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body look, it make me really feel. I got a naughty style, a naughty crew, and anything I do just for you. I'm a little bit of old, a bigger bit of new. The true people know that the tips come true. I never say so. We never die, no, we never see so. We multiply like we mass multis, and then drop bombs, cause we shaking to the bomb bombers and the bass boom drummers. Now y'all know who we are, y'all know that we the stars, steady rocking all on boulevards, looking at bodyguards, and I do what I can, Mr. Irie. I'm the man, still I stand, mic in hand. So come on, mama, hey, dance to the drummer, hey, mama. Yes, I beat that make you groove, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. With the blast master blasting at the drummer. Oh, take your bum, mama. Come on down, mama. Yes, I beat that make you groove, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. With the blast master blasting at the drummer. Oh, take your bum, mama, and we sing, say yo, we cutie, make sure you move your booty. You shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shorty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body looking make me really feel yo. We cutie, make sure you move your booty. You shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shorty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body looking make me really feel yo. After weeks, 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 after jump. Cutie, make sure you move your booty. You shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shorty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body looking make me really feel yo. Well, cutie, make sure you move your booty. You shake that thing in the city of sin. And hey, shorty, I know you wanna party, and the way your body looking make me really feel yo, mama. It's a beat that make you go, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. With the blast master blasting at the drummer. Oh, take your bum, mama. Come on now, mama. It's a beat that make you go, mama. Get on the floor and move your booty, mama. With the blast master blasting at the drummer. So shake your bum, mama.
And then the next time, it was Where Is the Love? Where is the
that
love?
big song there.
That tune that went to #1,
Right.
that tune come out. Somebody said, backside. It looked like something I go on for this group, yeah? You know what I mean? And then Shut Up came out. And I said, boy, I wonder if Hey Mama going to be the next single. You know what I mean? And so said, so done. We get the call. Tippa, can you come to Hollywood, please? We need you to be in the video. So we said, all right. Of course, I think I can do
Why
that.
not?
You know what I mean? So I went there, did the video with them. The tune come out. It was top 10 all over the world. And then they took me on tour with them. So it was nice. I went to a lot of cities.
What were you doing? Opening?
Yeah. So what I would do, basically, for their show, I became like the compere.
Oh, okay.
So I would basically come out and do 2 tunes of my own.
Okay.
Yeah? And then after I finished them 2 tunes, I would introduce the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean? And then they would come out and start the show, and then the second tune in the set, they would do Hey Mama. And then that was my work done.
So good.
What? So me just tour all about, me just sit down, keep my head down, do my work, this and that. You know, there's a lot of turbulences. With these big groups, there's a lot of turbulences along the way. Because if I have manager for this, manager for that, this person has said that, this person has said this, them. And in the business of this music business, if you don't know, they're not going to tell you. You know, so
If
if
you
they
don't know, they're not going to tell you.
So that's another lesson for you. If you don't know, them not gonna tell you. So you have to find out somebody, you see, like teach them, somebody that know.
I learned if they really do it.
But what I mean is that by watching you, people are gaining knowledge and learning about the industry and about the business. And that's what you have to do. You have to, if you don't know,
seek out
the info before you jump. You know, and that's what kind of happened with them. But I give thanks.
Because that album was Grammy nominated.
Yeah. I got a Grammy.
The album off the top of my head though.
Monkey Business. I think it was Monkey Business. I got the plaque on my wall.
The second Grammy nomination you're involved in that.
Yeah.
The Grammy will come, man.
Yeah.
Third time at the chart, man. Go and work on it, man. You know what
we keep going, we're striving.
That must have been a great experience, man. You'd have gone
all over the world. When you're flying on private plane, and every time you come off the plane, there's a gift waiting for you, and then you're supporting Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, you know, whoever, a lot of the rock artists, them, because it's a huge festival. But my highlight was when we went on just before Paul McCartney at Glastonbury.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, you have these managers, and because obviously there's 50,000 people out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got their managers, them at the side of the stage saying to Will, you sure you want to do it like this? Or you sure he can go out there and do? And I'm just looking at
say I rock some crowd for some time.
But the thing is, we've been doing it on the whole tour. And he's just turning up at this particular tour now, wondering if we can deliver the goods. But then I always, you know, we just say, all right. And we just go out there and just
mash up the place.
And then bring them on and everybody happy again. You know what I mean? But that experience, I give thanks for it, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. And even the other guys in the band, Taboo and Apple, you know, especially Taboo, really nice brother. And he said to me, when he realized, because sometimes they don't realize, but when he really realized and looked into my history, and he said, wow, I didn't realize that you'd done so much work. And then he said that you really deserve this opportunity, what's happening for you right now. You know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes we don't
pay the dues, man.
Pay your dues. You know, we'll leave it at that.
Yes. You have your own record label?
Yeah, I had Lockdown Productions, but we kind of I parted company with the people that I was doing it with.
Okay.
You know, but we done a lot of good work. You know, I done tunes with Maxi Priest, Peter Hunnigale, Nearest, Joseph, Donna Marie, you know, solo band, all heap of artists, you know, and had some good success with the label. But, you know, unfortunately, the label is no more.
Some things are there natural that sometimes.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Yes.
But yeah, you know, I got TIPPA IRIE music now. So it's like Tim Records.
Oh.
You know, that's my little personal thing. My latest album was released on that label. You know, I'm an African.
I'm an African.
Yes, I'm an African.
I'm a new tune, run it. Listen lyrics. A dancehall thing, a dancehall Thursday. Me I walk to the dance. Listen. Chop. Come and say anytime me come in at the place turn up. Anytime me hold up, the mic, the dance spun up. Girls them come in at the place, them run up. What hold the DJ round the stomach? Well again, like big and small, them call me Big Papa. Cause them know say me can deal with the matter. Me no have no time to go waste with no shutter. Me no in a rat-a-tat-a-tat-a. No, only that the TIPPA write lyrics like this. We make it with the black eyed peas. My DJ career, who no can freeze. We have about 25 LPs. Sing!
You know?
And you have now about 15, 16 albums?
Yeah, 16, 17.
Living the Dream and
yes,
some other stuff.
Yeah, Talk the Truth. So much. I mean, if they go to tippairie.com, you know, they can see everything is there. So it's just plain and simple. tippairie.com, you can see the catalog. And if they go to my Bandcamp, you know, if you go to TIPPA IRIE Bandcamp, you can buy some of the albums and the new album.
As I said that though, is TIPPA IRIE stuff on the digital Play Store?
Yeah. All of the digital platforms, you can get my new album, I'm an African. You can get some of the back catalogue, whether it be Is It Really Happening to Me, Talk the Truth, I Miss, any of the albums, you can pick them up on my Bandcamp or through the streaming platforms. Then.
You have a band presently?
Yes, I have a band that I work with. I have two bands actually.
Your band?
My band that I work with. One of them is called the Uppercut Band. But you know what? To be quite honest, I'll be honest. I have a set of musicians that I work with.
Oh, okay.
So they work with other people. But the Uppercut Band, but my people If I know that I got a tour coming up, these are the people you know. And I work with Horseman, who's like the Horseman from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Who's like probably one of the premier drummers in reggae, period.
Oh, okay.
And then Black Steel, but he works with Twinkle Brothers as well. But he works with me as well. He's like my MD, make sure that everybody else is playing what they're supposed to be playing on my set. You know what I'm saying? So I work with just set of musicians then. But I do, if I have a tour tomorrow, I have my man them ready to go, you know?
TIPPA, you have done great works.
Thank you, man.
For a long time, man.
Thank you.
And incredible success, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm here at my home in Jamaica now, and I feel comfortable here now. I'm happy to be here. And I just give thanks for my career because I'm still here. I'm still, you know, on September the 15th, 2022, I think it's my 17th or 18th album was released, I'm an African. So the fact that it's been 40 years and I still feel good about myself and I still feel excited about when I have a new tune. And I still feel excited when I hear my tune on the radio. I still feel excited when my manager phones me and said, Tip, we got a show, or we got a tour, or we got something coming in. So I still got the passion for the music. So I'm grateful.
Where are some of the places around the world that you have been to work?
Well, I've been to every country in Europe. Every country in Europe. I don't think there's a country in Europe that I've not been to, whether it be Russia, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, France, Italy, Spain. Every country in Europe I've been there. I've been working there. And then in the Caribbean, obviously I've been I've been on cruises and I've performed on cruises, but I've performed in, obviously Jamaica, St. Lucia, Barbados, most of the Caribbean, the 52 states of America.
Your place.
We'll cover that. I'll cover that. You know what I mean? But the most interesting places is Thailand, Japan, India. You know, a lot of the Asian.
It's a well-traveled man.
I just go into, places like Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines. We just go. I just go. A lot of artists then now go. Because, they, you know, I get them have to travel with one bag of man and rate. But I just go. I will go to Vietnam. And then I'll leave from there and go to Cambodia. And then I'll leave from there and go to Manila. You know what I mean? And do that little area. And once I'm going in that area, I just let the reggae people them in that area know that I'm going
forward.
And then they just line up the shows them as I'm there. And then, you know, you just collect everything and you have a holiday at the same time.
Wise, man.
And then, so you go in them places. But South America, Brazil is nice. Brazil, Mexico.
I think Brazil is becoming the new reggae frontier, you know.
Yeah.
It used to be Japan and Europe, but I think Brazil is...
Yeah, well, Mexico, I don't think, you know, I did a show in Mexico once, and I think I took a picture with everybody in the dance. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, I just stand up there, and the queue was down the thing, because them love
the vibration.
The vibration. So there's a lot of places, but Africa can't left out the motherland.
Where don't they go already?
So I went to Gambia. I played in a stadium in Gambia. And Kenya, me and a brother named Dr. Ring Ding, who's a German MC. Check him out.
Okay. Dr. Ring
Ding. Yeah. He have a tune named The Neagle, which is like a big calypso tune.
Okay.
But it's huge for some reason in Kenya. Them love it.
Yeah.
So me and him, we went to Kenya to do a little tour. And then back in the days, I did Botswana and places like that with my band. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but Japan was nice too.
Father Henry, man.
Yes, man. We have to
keep the flag flying all over the world, bro.
Yes, man. Reggae. We just go and push the music to the people them, and we just want to try to embrace everybody. And we just hope so the island of Jamaica embrace we. Cause we love it.
About it, man, because a lot of people have been asking.
Same.
We need to find TIPPA. As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, when them see up on that, them must say, I will it, me just not reply to them, but I will it for them.
Yeah.
Make sure say, TIPPA not left here. I'm in an interview. Yeah, man, I will it for them.
I will.
I say, I work with you know. So they love you about it, man.
Yeah, no, man, we respect I love, you know, people like Peter Metro, Major Mackerel, you know, Metro Media Sound, Sky Juice, and Jimmy, the boss of the sound, Jimmy Metro, and, you know, King Jammies. You
do a few local vibes with Jammies.
Yeah, Jammy, I'm going to do an album for him.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to work on now. I got the first tune, him don't even know. But him don't even know yet. But but him just give me the project. I'm going to do the first tune already. And I'm just working. I'm just going to take my time because it's Jammies. So I can't come halfway. I have to do that. And I have to do it. It's got to be good, innit? It's got. I want to play it to him and him say, yes. And now if and but. It just have to stand up. So it don't make sense to come halfway and have to come the correct.
Yeah. Selector, a dancehall thing. Mr. Irene at the building. Dancehall Thursday. We have a what about lyrics and a what about style and a what about fashion and well versatile like that. A what about lyrics, a what about style and a what about fashion and me well versatile. No tip up further than no further than and tip up magnificent and then we ring ding 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 ding. It's magnificent TIPPA with that what about something thing. Ring ding 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 ding. It's magnificent TIPPA with that what about something and then but the over the lava, phenomenon, but the over the lava, phenomenon, but the over the lava, phenomenon, but the over the lava. We have a what about lyrics and a what about style and a what about fashion and well versatile like that. A what about lyrics, a what about style and a what about fashion and me well versatile.
Yes. Looking at the journey, it has been a very eventful journey, TIPPA. What is the thing that gives you the greatest sense of pride? You know, when you reflect on it, it make you feel proud. You understand? As a youth where Alyssa Uri and Al Capone them, and you're there, so no.
Well, I just think it's the achievements. Because sometimes I'm in my studio and I look at the walls and all of the appreciation,
The accolades.
the accolades that I've got through the music, that makes me feel proud, you know, because I know that my kids and my grandkids, they can look and say, yo, you know, that's what my dad did this and he achieved
my grandpa
that.
did this.
Yeah, and me leave a legacy for them, you know what I mean? So
That's important.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel good about that, you know, and obviously when my mum used to see me perform, and when my dad first saw me at Reggae Sunsplash, I could see the
Pride.
the proudness and the pride of him. So them are the things then where it make me feel like, you know what, I've achieved something, because, you know, my dad could see me at Reggae Sunsplash. My mum can see me on Top of the Pops. You know, my mum can see, you know what I mean, that when she used to say, why you not go learn your book? Stop write them lyrics there. You know what I mean? I'm going to say, don't worry, mum, you're going to see why me I write them lyrics there. And then it come to fruition. So it's them kind of things I think I feel proud about.
Yes.
Now from East Coast go down to the West, I am rated as one of the best. I'm from New York, go down to LA. Well, them love the way the TIPPA DJ, and them love the way me work and how me perform. Love the way the DJ nice up the land. Whether by plane or Eurostar, but them must have sent for the UD boy. Because we have a whole of lyrics and a whole of style and a whole of fashion, and we versatile like a whole of lyrics, a whole of style and a whole of fashion. And me listen, cleanliness with that godliness. That's why your body has to be nice and fresh. Some people come and dance and not bathe them skin, and yet still them dress up in a them Sunday best. Some people really hard, them need some right God. You smell them video, you have to show, oh God. Please give me strength to tell this old dog. Prepare him body before him leave him. We have a whole of lyrics and a whole of style and a whole of...
Man. Musically speaking, though, what the man attain, achieve it, where him still over cross our families?
Well, I'd like to work with somebody like Dr. Dre, you know, some of the hip-hop, some of the big hip-hop producers.
You have a foot in at the door.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes, like I said, you know, people do things and you do things with people and then they move on quickly.
Sure.
They use you for what they need you for at the time,
Just
and then they move on to the next thing. You know, so that's what it is. But it'd be nice to work with somebody like Dr. Dre, just to do a project and a tune with him. You know, that have to be a whole album.
Right.
Just a nice hip-hop tune with somebody like that. Some of the Pharrell or some of these hip-hop producers, it would be nice to do a tune with some of them. And, you know, some of the greats, even like Sly, it'd be nice to do a tune with Sly Dunbar. You know what I mean? Some of the, you know, the great producers over here, you know. So I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Now if a girl test the DJ, then she run out of luck. Who know better know how we have the artwork, we have the fire stick, we have the sugar cane. For make the sexy girl, them call out with name. Cause we hard for team, hard for angle. Deal with the girl, them with that kind of angle. Anytime we meet them, we know how to greet them. We woulda never but a bruise or beat them. Nothing when we have you see, we know how to do it then. We swagger tighter, and so we do it then. We swagger tight, we name a call out a street then. Jamaica, sing with me.
You have any musical regrets? Anything you think?
Well, there's
you could have
lots of
done
tunes
differently?
there's lots of tunes that you've done and you think, boy, I shouldn't have done that one. But, you know, I can't even remember the time. Well, there's a tune that I did called Panic. And I think that's what Greensleeve did at the time. They panicked. And I did this tune, because I did Hello Darling, which was huge. And then I did Heartbeat, which was another tune that got to number 50 in the pop chart. So it didn't quite get there, but it was close. And then Greensleeves went into a completely different direction with me, and I should have been a bit more forthright in saying, no, I don't really want to do that. I think we should stay in the vein that was successful, which is what I should have done. So I think Panic, I think 5 Star, I don't know if you remember 5 Star, it was a pop group that was popular at the time. For some reason, Chris Cracknell wanted to go into that kind of vibe, and it just didn't work. You know what I mean? And really, so that was definitely a musical regret. And I think also, Is It Really Happening to Me, the album, I think we should have waited before we released the album. I think we should have took our time and make more tunes similar to Hello Darling, because we found the formula.
Right, that was a
worked.
formula that hit already. So you replicate it.
So we should have just took our time and formulated that vibe and go with that at the time. Because, you know, when you leave, you know, Ragamuffin Girl came, Superwoman came, Stress came, all these other different styles of reggae came for me. But around that time in the 80s when we were hot and Hello Darling was hot and Heartbeat did well, you know, we should have just said, you know what, let's just get everybody in the studio, because Tippa can write the songs and just produce music like this. And it would have been interesting to see
where it went.
Where it would have went.
So we're there for the dancehall nation and the young God generation. Cover it with the situation. Cover it with the right conversion. What's the girl them a move and groove it? What's the girl them a twist and turn it? What's the girl them a move and groove it? What's the girl them So we're there for the dancehall nation and the young God generation. Cover it with the situation. Cover it with the right conversion. What's the girl them a twist and turn it? What's the girl them a move and groove it? What's the girl them a twist and turn it? What's the girl? Everybody.
See the pre.
Yeah.
You have done work with a lot of people, a lot of producers, royalties and publishing. How are things on that front?
It's wonderful.
Realize it's a businessman, so they take care of the business and the business.
Yeah, it near music
Business.
So when you write a song, you know, you need to make sure that you register your music with all of the societies that pay your bills. And that is basically what I have done. The brethren that you met earlier, Grant Lee, from an early age, him set up Lift Money. My publishing company is called Lift Money. You see? You hear the title?
Name right,
Name
man.
right.
Lift Money.
Lift Money. Yeah? So, and I think Patos one was called Go Master. So Grant Lee set up the publishing company for us. So we used to work through Greensleeves, and then from there, I got a deal with BMG. And then now I'm kind of like more independent, but I got my manager that takes care of all of that and chases. You know, it's very important that you chase, you look up, you inquire, you search for, you know, and there's people out there that have money for you and you don't know. So you have to keep looking, digging, registering. You know, once, you know, I get all of my new stuff, I make sure I take time out. I have a day where I deal with that, because that's how, you know, that's like your pension.
That is your pension.
Well, there you go. That is your pension.
And the legacy,
and the legacy keeps going, and then it just goes on to my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of make sure that you have that side of things in place, because you know it's very easy to be the creative, because we are creative people.
Right.
But you also have to make sure that you have somebody in your corner that takes care of that admin side of things.
True.
You know what I mean? Whether it's, you know, it's your missus or your wife, make them learn about it, and then you can execute it together and bring the revenue in.
Now when the girls them see me, them smile. Cause them know send me name Mr. Versatile. Me we rub them down with cocoa butter oil. Me at the DJ when make them blood boil. Cause me do it like this, me do it like that. Me DJ for ballad and the dreadlock. Me rock it for the white and me rock it for the black. Me rock it for the slim and me rock it for the fat. Remember Mr. Harry me up on the rhythm track. And anytime me come out me cause roadblock. You know say Mr. Highway when me coming in and you know say me like it like that.
You say kids, how many?
I have 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl. My daughter's here with me in Jamaica. My daughter, she can sing, but she doesn't sing professionally or nothing like that. 3 boys. My eldest son, he just does retail and he does poetry. And my middle son, he is a MC. His name is Messi. He's got his thing is Messi Music.
Okay.
And then my other son is Cash Powell, and he's a choreographer.
Okay.
So he does a lot of dance stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know life goes on with Charlie too now.
Yeah.
Half Pint is on it.
Yeah.
Is there any Jamaican entertainer who, you know, work with collaboratively, who you know mind going to the studio, go build a song in one of them time?
You know what? I would really like to do a tune with Leela Ike. That would be nice. I really admire her vocals. She comes from the same part of Jamaica where my parents come from. upper Christiana side,
Oh,
them
okay,
kind of
Manchester.
side, Manchester side and Trelawney and that. So I would really like to do a tune with her as a new artist. One of the artists them that I admire is Agent Saxon. I just like the way that he puts his lyrics them
Bad
together.
artist, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate the way how him take time. and
Lyrical
put
genius, man.
yeah, you know. So I really like Saska. I'd like to do a tune with him, if that's possible. And singers, you know, it's like the classic singers, them, you know, Barrington and, you know,
Berries.
Barrington Levy, Berries is them Mondays like my favorite singers, them. So it'd be nice. You know, I just like to do music, my brother. So from the vibes is right and, you know, the people, them, you know.
And it makes
good spirit.
sense.
Yeah,
And it makes
then we
sense.
can make it happen.
It can make sense.
You know?
You understand?
Reggae music is a form of enjoyment. Mr. Irie upon them keys, it's up to the mountain sound, the little way come down to me. Got me say, people, are you ready? Oh Lord, we come do the Mr. Irie rock steady. Well, oh Lord, come is Jamaica, are you ready? Well, oh Lord, if we come do the Mr. Irie rock steady. Jamaica, listen. Where from you know you love Bob Marley? Put your hands up in the air and make the creative part.
For the people them out there who don't know how and want to get in touch with TIPPA IRIE for bookings and
Yes.
dub plates,
Yeah.
how them find you?
Well, it's simple. If it's a booking, it's tippairie.com. And all you do is go to contacts and you just fill in the contact sheet and that will go through to my manager, Lynn. And my manager, Lynn, will reply to you. And then me and her will discuss whatever works for us. And then we'll make it happen. If you want a dub plate, you can go to Dub Plate Central. You know, which is my dub
your
plate.
business,
Yeah,
that,
that's
no?
my business, yeah. So if you go to Dub Plate Central and you leave a message there, it will get through to me and then I will arrange, or you can go to tippa.irie@gmail.com and if you email me there, I will get the message and we'll work out pricing and everything for you. So, you know, but tippairie.com is the main place where you can contact me. But obviously, I'm on Twitter on @TIPPAIRIE7665, @TIPPAIRIE on Instagram, TIPPA IRIE on Facebook, my fan page, you can go there. On YouTube, it's TIPPA IRIE TV.
And me not tell no lie, and if your heart's tipper, why? Well, why? Because a great man die. Me know say Mr. Marley did a try to inspire you and I.
Wheel it!
Brother Henry,
Manners and
we
respect. sir.
appreciate the man
No,
contribution to the music, brother.
Thank you, my
man.
brother.
Vast contribution,
Thank you,
man.
thank you,
You know, some
thank
man
you.
up in the video lights, but a
Yeah.
man like you really and truly do some work on some part on some place and spread the music. We
Music.
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Well,
man.
that's it because, you know, like they
realize.
say, the places that I go, a lot of artists, they're not going to go there. But we go and, you know, the people, them really appreciate it because they don't get it. You know, so it's a blessing.
So keep doing the music, man.
Thank
and as
you.
we say, we appreciate the opportunity to document the man journey, man.
Yeah, man,
A
no
full-some,
problem.
wholesome journey,
Keep
man.
on and teach them.
That's your word, man.
Bless.
Big up yourself every time,
Bless.
man.
Yeah, that one, yeah. All right. Down with the amount of sound, the leader wain't come down to me. Hey. Mr. Irie, we no ramp and play. I tell you, come and say this, I'm Mr. Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, well, I feel make me style them one away again. This I'm Mr. Irie from the UK. And when it comes to lyric, well, I don't play. Well, as an entertainer and a DJ, give me a mix now. Listen. Because my lyrics and style them fresh and new. I act like I wanna Peter barbecue. I rock you like the Long Beach the bar stars crew. Make you shout out them style, yeah. Wicked not true. You want me write a song for you? Please join the queue. Cause Busta Rhymes I call me Puff Daddy too. Mariah Carey see me and she say, oh, they do. Well, are you at the DJ when me want interview? And me say this and me.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here, Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Like the video before you go. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And remember to share the video with your friends and family. And browse the channel for more quality content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them.